What's up guys, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh video. So this is going to be a PSA Super Express submission where we first look over the card that I'm sending raw, try and predict the grade, and then see how it does when it comes back from PSA. But first of all, before I get into that, I'm just going to quickly go through a couple of mail items that I got recently. Just cards that I picked up which I thought I'd go through on camera. So the first one that I've been looking for a long time is this Wind Karibo. This is a European print copy. I have a North American BGS 9.5 already, but the European version of this card just looks a lot nicer with how the foil pops. And it's honestly extremely difficult to find these in decent shape. This one still isn't gradable, but it's kind of like a very light play copy. So I'm very happy to at least have one of those for my binder now. Then the rest of these cards are all cards that I'm probably going to be grading. So we're starting off with a Wavy Guy the Fierce Knight that I picked up. I actually bought this as a PSA 8 and then cracked it. It's got some light scratching on the back, but apart from that, it's a really nice card. So you'll probably see this in a future submission to BGS. Then this was an eBay buy that I found a few weeks back. The seller actually listed it as exactly what it was, which is like a mint wavy faded maneater bug. But he only put it at 300 bucks, and I really felt like that was too good of a price to turn down on something like this. And the card in person was even cleaner than I was expecting. It's pretty much a pack fresh card. Centering's a bit off, but I'm extremely happy to pick up something that unique for that kind of price. And the final thing, which is a whole Exodia set, this is definitely the highlight of my recent pickups. So I bought this set on eBay on auction, and the pics weren't great on the listing. Like, you couldn't really see that well what the condition was, but it only went for 1.7k, which I thought was just a crazy deal. It's 4 out of 5 pieces are North American first edition, and the right arm is Wavy Unlimited. So even if they were in like light play shape, with the head being faded as well, that would have been an incredible deal. But as it turns out, the head is actually like almost flawless condition, super clean. So I'm probably gonna send that to BGS, and honestly it could even get a 9.5 with a bit of luck. The left arm, which is also wavy, is super clean as well, so that will also be submitted. And the other pieces have like some smaller issues, like nicks and edge wear, and the right leg even has a bit of a dent on it, on the foil. But yeah, overall, extremely happy with that pickup. And now that we've got those mail items out of the way, let's get right into the PSA return. Alright, so the card I'm sending is an unlimited LOB Dark Magician. Now if you look at this card from the untrained eye, you might wonder why I'd want to send this card Super Express when it's just an unlimited Dark Magician. But the reason for that is that this is actually a glossy unlimited print. So if you look at the surface quality, you can see it's very high gloss. And it also has some other features setting it apart, such as the coloration, the style of the background, and also the fact that there is a little foil alignment mark in the bottom left corner, which was removed from later prints. Now, normally I send cards like this to BGS because that's the company that I prefer for my personal collection. But I'm sending this one to PSA because I actually already have a BGS 9.5 of this particular card. So I thought I may as well send this one to PSA and try and get a PSA 10, which is definitely the goal. So you can see the centering on this card is a little bit shifted top to bottom, but definitely well within the 60-40 parameters. I'd say it's around 55-45 top to bottom, and pretty much 50-50 left to right. The front in general is just super clean. There's no scratching on the foil at all, left to right or top to bottom. And again, edges and corners very clean, very nicely cut, no kind of whitening or anything like that. And if I flip it over to the back, it's pretty much a similar story. And now one thing you'll probably notice is that the back centering is a bit more off top to bottom. This is actually something that affects every single Glossy Print Ultra, both first edition and unlimited. The back is shifted up compared to whatever the front looks like. So if the front is centered, then the back will be off. If the front's shifted down, the back will be normal. And if the front's shifted up, then the back will be really bad. This one's not too bad. It's definitely still within the requirements the PSA sets for a Gem Mint card. And if we look at the condition on the back, again, extremely clean, pretty much no scratching, nothing like that. Maybe the tiniest bit of factory wax up here on the back, but really nothing that should affect the grade significantly at all. And again, the edges and corners are nice and clean. So I'm definitely hoping for a PSA 10 on this card. And now let's cut to the return video and see whether we managed to get it. Alright, so it's been a couple of weeks. We've sent the card off to PSA, got it back graded. The turnaround time, I have to say, was actually pretty decent. It was a bit quicker than what it suggests on the website. I think from the time it reached PSA to the time they shipped it back out was less than a week. So obviously $300 is a lot to pay to grade a card, but it's nice to know that they at least give you a decent turnaround time for that price. But in terms of the service they provided me, there were a lot of issues, unfortunately, so we're going to get right into that now. So the first thing is, this has been labeled as a starter deck Yugi Dark Magician, which is number 6 in that set. So I'm not sure how that happened, because I submitted the card as LOB. It has a different artwork to SDY as well. It's obviously a different card code. So that's kind of disappointing. The other thing which I'm definitely disappointed with is that the case, if I take it up close and kind of shake it around, you can hear it's got a rattle in it. So it's sealed too loosely, which means that the card can move around very easily inside the case. This is a big reason why I prefer BGS for my collection, just because having that thick inner sleeve means you never have to worry about any problems like that. But anyway, going beyond that, we'll get into what grade the card got. So we sent this in expecting a Gem Mint 10. Card's in great shape and has great centering as well. The grade we got was a Mint 9. So this was pretty disappointing when I saw the grade, to be honest. It's not that important for me because at the end of the day, I do already have a Gem Mint copy from BGS. But it's just a bit disappointing to see that even when you send a card to PSA, which is pretty clearly within the guidelines that they set themselves for a Gem Mint 10, and it just comes back a Mint 9 without any justification as to why that would be the case. It definitely leaves you with a bit of a kind of negative experience, just in terms of not even knowing why the card didn't get the grade that you expected it to get. So there's no kind of damage that I can see on the card, which is the good thing. I don't think PSA inflicted any kind of edge wear or anything else on it. So the card is still in great shape, and I can definitely resubmit it at some point if I want to. I'm not going to do it for now because it costs $300 at the moment, even with the cheapest service. And being an unlimited Dark Magician, even though it's glossy print, I really can't justify spending any more on it for now than I already have. But yeah, at least it did get a Mint 9. It didn't get any lower than that. So it still could have gone a lot worse than it did, to be honest. And the card still pops really, really nicely inside that PSA case. So overall, I can't say I'm pleased with the return because there were just a lot of issues, even really fundamental stuff like the label that they didn't manage to get right. But it's still a Mint Dark Magician, and I will take it at the end of the day for my collection. That pretty much does it for this video, guys. So this was a bit shorter than the normal stuff I post, but I hope you were able to enjoy the video nonetheless, and get maybe a bit of insight into how I assess cards and things like that. If you did enjoy the video, please do leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel. And either way, I will see you all in the next video.